always had the freedom to do exactly.
Why is she talking like that?
Why is she a teacher? Why is she a teacher?
The math isn't mathing, sir. Figured out. It's like, what the, it's gonna take an arm and a leg just for me to play this video. It took me like 3 minutes just to figure that out. Hey YouTube, what is up? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? I am Quadesia, aka Discovering Cute, and welcome back to my channel. It's nice to see y'all. First and foremost, I just want to take the time out to apologize for my last video because it was boring. So you tuned into this video because you were expecting to watch a reaction video, which we're definitely going to watch. So the video I'm going to react to is it's a compilation video of the wildest teachers TikTok rants. I'm just going to make a comment about it. Of course, obviously these are woke teachers. So we're going to see what is up, what's going on. If you haven't yet, if this is your first time tuning into my video, hey, what is up guys? I'm Quadesia. Give this video a like if you enjoy watching reaction videos. And guys, show me some love in the comments. Tell me how I'm doing. This would be my first reaction video on this channel. Okay, bear with me y'all because I'm sick. My nose has been running, my throat's been a little scratchy, so you might hear me cough, sniffle, drink some water and stuff, but I really want to make a video for y'all guys. A little bit of SMR.
Here's some things that you need to know about me. Number one, if you are a person of whiteness, I don't give a I don't give a about your comfort. I don't give a about your feelings. I don't give a about where you think that your place is in the world. You too can achieve the American dream.
Well, that was racist, but next.
American dream. If only you work hard enough to conform to society's norms. And by society, I mean white supremacy. And if you assimilate enough, and if you reject all of your non-American culture, history, background, generational trauma, and just get over it so that you again can achieve the American dream, which is white supremacy. Dear white people,
I don't know who this lady is, to be honest, but she keeps bringing up white supremacy. I'm going to say it now. Because I guess because I'm a black woman, I'm supposed to be the last one on the pyramid scale. White supremacy is like the last on the list of things that we should be worried about in our country. Honestly, America is one of the least racist countries in the world. We shouldn't be overthinking about racism. Like, that shouldn't be feeding your mentality to shift blame on, how could I explain this? Shift the blame of your insecurities on another race. I think that's just stupid to call out. I think there's definitely people of color who, when we mention DEI, there's definitely more people of color who are getting hired purely because of what they look like, but not necessarily the merit that they can bring to the table. And we're seeing less white people or Caucasian people or people of lighter complexion getting accepted in these higher positions. And that's when the disparity comes into play, because we can't just throw out white supremacy. We can't just throw out the race card because it's convenient. She seems very, I don't want to say deranged. I don't know this lady, but it seems like she's dealing with her own personal issues, and you know, she's just kind of, you know, pushing it onto someone else because everyone's talking about being white is one of the worst races that you can be, which is not true. But moving on.
These freedoms are the impingement of freedoms that you're ranting and raving about. It's just silly. You've always had the freedom to do exactly.
Why is she talking like that?
I should be used to this by now, but I'm not. There's no safe place for BIPOC to exist when whiteness is present.
Turn off the Fox News.
The racism through this video. And I can't believe I was just as deranged as she was. Like, I literally felt like it was a threat for a white person to be in the same room with me when I was in college. And I was like, that should be the least of your concerns. They're not worried about you. They're just trying to get to their destination, and that's it.
Most of y'all parents are dumber than you. I'm gonna say that out loud.
Oh.
My parents are freaking dumb. Okay? And the minute I figured that out, the world opens up. You don't have to do everything your parents say, and you don't have to believe everything your parents believe, because most likely you're smarter than them.
I have had.
Why is she a teacher? Why is she a teacher? This is like the worst thing that you could say to students. If you're a student out there, you're a high school student, you're a college student, please show some respect to your elders. Please show some respect to your parents. The Bible teaches it. They heavily preach it. How important it is to honor your mother and father. Now, there might be a bad history or maybe something that does strain that relationship, but morally, you should always respect your mother and father. For the fact for her to come up into the screen and teach these kids that your parents are dumb, you know, they don't know anything, that's just deranged to say. Like, that's literally deranged to say. And not only that, but that's influencing the kids to make irrational decisions.
Back to school thoughts. And it's with thoughts like, if I die, who's gonna take care of my children? And if I end up in the hospital, how am I gonna pay those bills? And if I give COVID to my students or my own children and they die, how am I gonna live with that? And I want you to ask any teacher how they feel this year, and I'm sure that they will tell you that they have never experienced anxiety like this, because it is like we are trying to protect our students from a mass shooting that we know is coming but cannot do anything about. Except we can do something about it. It's just that not everyone agrees that wearing a mask will stop the onslaught of students and staff who are likely to become sick, and that makes me sick. And in the meetings that I have been to since we've been back, I hear teachers planning like regular, but I also hear them having conversations about finding affordable attorneys so that they can make a will. And we're talking about making emergency sub-plans and quarantining and going to the hospital. And
you know what, I do feel for this teacher. You know, I could generally tell that this is something that runs across her mind. I can feel it. With that being said, it is really sad for the norm to be mass shootings going across our country. When it comes to our education system and in our schools and stuff like that, this is something that teachers heavily have to think about, is how to prepare for that moment. But her stances on COVID, you know, she's right. Not everyone has the same belief that we should be wearing masks, you know. But at the end of the day, a job is a job, right? And this is where I have a middle ground with, because not many people from the Republican side necessarily agree on the stances of wearing a mask and that COVID was a whole hoax and stuff like that. That's what some Republicans believe. And you know, 2020 was definitely a time where a lot of confusion was happening within our culture, and COVID was definitely a catalyst to that. There's a lot of things I truly believe that we were doing that we didn't have to do, like the mandated orders to wear a mask. I feel like that was really extreme for us to stay in at a certain time. I think that was definitely a rewashing of the American culture. But I could definitely feel her pain as far as like not knowing what to expect. And that's when we need to really, I think, I'm not saying that we need to arm these teachers, you know what I mean? But I don't think it's right for us to, ratify the Second Amendment to bear arms or anything. I think we should definitely keep that. I don't think that's something that we have to intrude on because if this is happening. We have to ask ourselves what got us to this point. But I do feel for her. I can tell that this is like she's definitely is like she's worried, rightfully so, like but this is when we have to look at the education system itself on a local level. Like, what can we do on a local level to prevent these things from happening? If we really want to impact these kids, we need to meet them where they're at as far as like therapy. And therapy doesn't mean gender reassignment, what do you call it? Gender, I can't think of the word right now. And that doesn't mean, hey, like, today I feel like a boy, I need to change my sex because I feel like a boy today, or I feel more masculine today. You know what I mean? Like, we need actually therapists available and ready who are trained to teach kids who doesn't come with these pre-notions and actually teach these students how to navigate their feelings. Yeah, some of these students are raised up in a very terrible childhood. What can the local community, what can we do locally to impact these kids positively?
I made a comment on one of Miss April's recent videos about PBIS, in which I stated that PBIS is white supremacy with a hug, and a lot of y'all wanted to know more about that, so here we go. First of all, thank you to Jack Copa, who reminded me that Dina Simmons was the first to coin this term, so thank you, Jack, so much. So if PBIS concerns itself with positive behaviors, we have to ask ourselves, okay, well, what are those positive behaviors? And it's things like making sure that you're following directions and making sure that you're sitting quietly and you are in your seat, and all these things that come from white culture. The idea of just sitting quiet and being told stuff and taking things in a passive stance is not a thing that's in with many cultures. So if we're positively enforcing these behaviors, we are by extension positively enforcing elements of white culture, which therefore keeps whiteness at the center, which is the definition of white supremacy.
What? The math isn't mathing, sir. Sir, they, them. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense, but if you say so, I guess so. I don't know.
This is an idea that I think a lot of people have, and I want to call that in lovingly just for a moment. Yes, America contains many cultures and many races. That is not wrong. However, the problem comes when we don't think about this idea or this argument in a racialized way when it comes to power and power dynamics. In America, as in many other parts of the Western world, whiteness is the dominant racial ideology. So when we think of power in terms of race, whiteness has the most power. So while there are people of many different races and cultures living in America, the fact that whiteness is the dominant racialized power structure, that is the problem, and that is why we have to involve race in all of our arguments.
I want to feel empathy for him, like I really do, because I think he really is like trying his best to appeal to like people of color. Like, I get that, but sir, like, it's not working. Just like Morgan Freeman said.
How are we going to get rid of racism and stop talking about it?
The only way for us in our country to end racism is to not talk about it. I'm gonna just break it down into simpler context. I have a mic in front of me. I have this phone in front of me. Yes, I use a phone to record my videos. Don't roast me. I have a MacBook right here. You know, these things are expensive. You know, I'm gonna just say it right now. I have a roof over my head. I can walk freely. I can go to the store, buy anything. I have a car. There is nothing in my way that's happening systematically for me to achieve those things in order for me to get those things. I have a bachelor's degree in broadcasting and production. There was nothing systemically that prevented me from achieving that degree. God created us the same. He did not mention race when he created us in the Bible. He said man and woman.
Critical race theory. Critical race theory is not teaching our white children that they are bad or racist. No, critical race theory is literally unwhitewashing our curriculum. It's teaching the history of this country, warts and all.
I'm not trying to get too mad, but you know what? She's literally making no sense. Critical race theory is saying that every white person that you come across is racist. I don't know if y'all watch Am I Racist by Matt Walsh, but if you haven't, definitely go check that out. But he preaches about this. There was a point where he asks, like, because I'm white, like, do you consider myself to be racist? And they are putting racism on the scale. It's just really sad because I see a lot of people who are Caucasian who really want to turn the narrative and really want to make an impact on the black culture, especially the black cultures, mainly the black culture, and really want to show that, hey, I stand with you, like I'm fighting for you. But this is really tearing us apart.
And I highly suggest that you stop being willfully ignorant and start educating yourself. Some great places to start would be by watching the documentary 13th, the documentary I Am Not Your Negro, reading How to Be an Anti-Racist, and this one might be especially important for you, reading White Fragility.
White fragility.
So until white people, and especially...
Please. Okay, guys, well, that's the end of the video. I hope you liked it. I know I was repetitive. And give me grace, people. Give me grace. But yeah, my nose is running really bad, and I'm gonna hurry up and end this video because the fireworks are gonna go off heavily soon. I don't know if y'all, I never showed y'all my cat. This is him. I just woke him up. Say hello. He's my baby. His name is August. I didn't think I was a cat person, but I turned into one. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, of course, my girlies. And most importantly, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. If you disagree with me, you disagree with me. I know people gonna have their disagreements. If you want to see more of this, stay tuned. And please don't talk about my edges, please. Only live once. And I look a hot mess, but I only live once, guys, so please give me grace. Exercise it. I need it. Let me end off this video with a Bible quote. I've been wanting to do this, or a scripture from the Bible, just because I am a Christian, and I think going because this video is going to be posted next year, and moving forward in every video, I'm going to just end with a Bible quote. Okay, the verse of the day comes from 2 Corinthians 5:17. This means that anyone who belongs to Christ has become a new person. The old life is gone, a new life has begun. Y'all have a nice night. Happy New Year. And I will see y'all into the next video. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.